Hey, this is Christine, your DIY craftaholic. Welcome back to my channel if you are returning, and if you are new, welcome. I want to wish you all a happy and successful 2023. This is the Hello Love collaboration, which I'll talk a little bit more about further into the video. So without further ado, let's jump right in. I picked up this love sign from Dollar Tree. I went there over the weekend and saw it, and I just knew I had to have it. So what I'm doing here, I'm just removing the word love, and I must tell you, it is well glued on. I had to heat it up with some heat and then use my spatula and remove that. I don't want to damage it because I'm planning to reuse it. So once I got that removed, I'm just removing the little bits of paper that came off with the sign. And then here I am taking my ruler and I'm just marking, because I don't want to remove all the paper. I want to keep some of it. So I'm just marking out the section that I want to remove. And then just remove the beads, because that too I will be replacing. And I took a damp paper towel and I'm just putting that over the section that I'm going to be removing the paper, because this, as you can see, it was very difficult to come off just like that, so I had to damp it. So I placed the napkin on and sat it aside to soak, and then I worked on the love sign. Now this, as you can see, some of the paper came off with it, and I did the same thing for that, soaked it with the napkin and set that aside, and then returned to the board, and that still needed some work. So here I'm going back to the love sign. I'm taking my sanding block and I'm just removing the glitter. And I took the board and rubbed off all the glitter, and then I gave it one coat of black Waverly chalk paint in ink. And then went back to the board and it came off. I didn't show that part, but I got the paper off, and then I used a sanding block to just remove whatever excess and smooth it down, and a damp paper towel to just remove the dust. I then went in with some acrylic white paint, and as I put the paint on there, I remembered that I should have taped off the section excuse me, that I didn't want to paint. So I gave that 2 coats of paint and dried it. And then here I am just removing the tape. And to cover that part at the top that was a little jagged, I used some jute twine, glued down one end at the back and ran it across the front, and glued down the other end at the back. And I did that for the bottom as well. I then took these wooden laser cut stars I had from last year, and I'm going to place one over that heart. But then I remember that I should apply some Mod Podge before, so I did that, dried that, and then returned back to this part. So I glued on the heart, and then here my glue my glue gun wouldn't work, and this is a hack, guys. If you're going to be adding a glue stick to your gun, you just use the tip of the hot gun and just melt a little of the glue on the stick and just put that in on top of the one that's already there, and it will never fall out. Trust me, it worked. And because I had the glue down, it got cold, so I had to replace it. And after I was done with that, I took some greenery. This is some lamb's ear, and I'm just separating the pieces. I glued them down. And then glued the ribbon on top of that. And then to top it all off, I took another of the heart. This one is pink, and glued that in the center on top of the bow, and then replace the hanger, which is the beads. I initially thought of tracing out some stitch lines on the word love, but then it didn't look as I wanted or envisioned in my mind, so I took it off. Now this is the Hello Love Open Invite collaboration hosted by Tammy of the Rusted Willow, Ellie from DIY from House to Home, and their guest host is Marika from Marika Creations. Now I absolutely enjoy working with these ladies. The description box will have the links to their channels as well as the playlist, so make sure to check those out as well. Now we're moving on to DIY number 2. This is a sign I picked up in December from Dollar General that I didn't use for Christmas. So I just took some nail polish remover and I'm removing the word Merry, and of course some of the red paint came off. Initially I decided to remove everything, but then I'm thinking, red is already there, so let's just focus on removing only the white. And it worked. So if you are new to my channel or coming over from the playlist, welcome. I'm so happy you joined me today. Here on my channel, I do DIYs on a budget, dupes, look for less, and some occasional Dollar Tree shopping hauls and thrift flips. If you love budget-friendly DIYs like these and you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing and be sure to hit that notification bell. Hit it again and select all so YouTube notifies you whenever I upload new videos. And now it's all painted and dried. I took some wired jute cord. This is from the Dollar Tree. And I'm going to be making a little loop, which I did already. And that's just to replace the wreath that was there. And all I did, I just cut off a piece long enough to wrap. And I just wrapped it, folded it in a circle or wrapped it in a circle, and then just secured the ends on either side, and then just went back over it now with a little bit more jute until it looked like this. Now before I glued it on, I'm gonna take my white chalk pen, and I wanted to see how the words would look when I write that on there. So there you can see I was testing out. And I believe my penmanship was good enough. Now I decided to go over that with some puffy paint, but it didn't turn out like I wanted it to. It was too thick, so I removed, and you'll see that in the end. So here I am taking some red ribbon, BB Craft, and because it's folded, I had to use the heat gun to just heat it up a little bit to get rid of some of the wrinkles or the folds, and then just made a little shoestring bow, dovetail the ends, and sat that aside. Now this is where I said that I had to remove the puffy paint, and once I removed it, I just went back over the word with the chalk pen. And then here I took some little pieces of boxwood pick, because of course everything looks good with a little greenery. And then I glued those on, and then glued on my jute wreath. I'm gonna call it a wreath. Or jute ring, and then glued on the bow on top of that. I needed it freestanding, so I took a tumbling tower block and I painted that white, and then I used some wood glue along with some hot glue to glue that on, and this is done. Now on to the final reveal. Now guys, don't forget to check out the playlist in the description box below, as well as the host channels. Now if you like budget-friendly content like this, go ahead and hit that like button because it really helps my channel to grow. And I suggest this video right here or this playlist, and stay safe until next time. Bye.